everybody. I've just had my shower and this thing right here. Just brushed my teeth, so let me just moisturize my face while I'm talking to you. Yeah, last night was just absolutely beautiful. I can't go into that. Unfortunately, there's going to have to be a secret I share between me and the worst people in the world. So this TI cannot divulge too much about what happened yesterday, but what she can tell you is that New Moon Night was absolutely beautiful. It was filled with so much joy and beauty and hope, although I usually don't entertain hope, you know. I'll moisturize properly later, but you know, it was filled with so much wonder and hope and beauty, and yeah, you know, it was fantastic. It was fantastic last night. So yeah, I mean, I woke up to increased cyber harassment today. So what normally happens, right, is that when the harassment close to home dies on its ass and everybody else ends up looking stupid, what the gang stalkers will do then is they'll get more cyber harassment in. So, you know, maybe you make a random comment or like, you know, on a TV show or on somebody else's video, and a gang stalker might approach you there, or you might be talking about, this is the funniest thing, right? This is the funniest thing. So you'll get gaslighting literally everywhere else, and then on the page that you actually talk about gang stalking, they'll accuse you of being a shell. They'll accuse you of being a shell. And all these fucking lies like are conflicting one another. So the first thing that I noticed anyway, was on my Real Justice Tarot channel, I erroneously put my daily readings as January 2021, which is a mistake that most people make. But this obvious perp came up and tried to basically shame me for the 2021 thing, which is really petty and stupid. And then on top of that, he said, "Oh, are you asleep? Wake up." Now, wake up is a troll that gang stalkers normally use. If they're not getting to you and they're not really penetrating you emotionally, then they'll gaslight you and they say that means you're asleep. I think it's funny, but, you know, they'll gaslight you and they'll say you're asleep. So that's one of the main ways in which, like, gang stalking trolls can try to come up and try to annoy you. They say you're asleep. Are you asleep? Are you asleep? Because they can't get to you. So if they can't get to you, they'll accuse you of being asleep. They'll accuse you of not being awake. I mean, coming from a bunch of zombies, I don't think that means very much, but okay. But anyway, so there's that. And then there have been increasingly TIs that have come on my page quite out of nowhere. But you see, this is what Tony was talking about when he said a lot of TIs are actually fake TIs. And that's an understandable thing. I'm not saying it, you know, I say understandable, but let me explain. The reason why it's understandable is because whilst targeted individuals, the number of targeted individuals are not small, we are not a small community. The amount of targeted individuals out there are not small. But the amount of people who are aware of their targeting are quite small. So it's natural that you will get a lot of controlled opposition infiltrating your community, because we're very small, we're very vulnerable, we're still classified as crazy, like officially, so it makes sense that controlled opposition will kind of slide in and try to pose as TIs. It makes sense. So another assault that I got, or another attack that I got, was an apparent TI coming onto my page. It could be a genuine TI, but I think it's an attack. They basically came online and tried to ask for a free reading publicly. And then on top of that, I think the main reason why they came onto my page trying to talk about TI stuff is because they knew people would unfollow me. But here's the thing. when it comes to Real Justice Tarot, when it comes to my actual divination channel where I do astrology and tarot readings, when I started it, I started Real Justice Tarot like a year ago, right? And I literally led with being a targeted individual. Being a targeted individual, I incorporate that. Empress Justice wouldn't be Empress Justice without targeting. So it's literally a part of my brand. So the fact that these people came out of the woodworks to try to attack me, to affect who would follow me and who wouldn't, is just, it's a bit redundant. And then on top of that, it gives me the room to talk about targeting on my Real Justice Tarot channel anyway, because it's literally part of my readings. It's literally part of my readings. It literally incorporates the entire truth about how society works and what people do. Now, it's not fucking restricted to targeted individuals, never that, but it's incorporated in it. Targeting is incorporated in everything that I do. Like I said, I've said a million times, if I'm going to be paid to be provoked, I'm going to get paid, or at least I'm going to get press for being provoked. So I make my targeting a part of my brand. If I'm going to be tortured to death, I'm getting something out of this. Not fucking around. I'm going to get something out. I'm going to get something. You understand? So me being a targeted individual is literally a part of the Real Justice Tarot brand. But that attack was supposed to kind of make me feel like, oh my God, I don't want people knowing this. I'm just getting popular. People are just like, no, it's part of my fucking brand. Me talking about Havana syndrome, my readings are literally affected by weapons being fired here and here. Sometimes I forget things. Sometimes, and the thing is, the targeting, the way that I'm being tortured, it gives context as to why I make mistakes sometimes, or why my readings ain't there. Sometimes I get the nakshatras wrong. Sometimes I get the cards wrong. Sometimes I get the readings wrong. It's all because of this. And the psychological harassment. And, you know, yeah, I mean, it's all due to the remote torture. So I can actually incorporate that as part of my brand and say, you know what, I'm sorry I got this wrong. I've got brain fog, I've had brain attacks, I've got headaches and stuff, because all of that is true. I can incorporate that in my targeting. For fuck's sake, I did readings when I was fucking bedridden and I couldn't get up. I did fucking readings when I was tortured in my hips and my pelvis and I was bedridden. I did my readings then. So, like, again, it's incorporated into my brand. So this attempted attack to come for me by putting all kinds of TI stuff on my channel, it's part of my brand anyway. I've literally been retweeting on my other Twitter page, like Real Justice Tarot, and then I've got another Twitter page, Seraphine Rage, or Serpentine Fire, on Twitter, and I've been like posting back and forth like little Real Justice Tarot stuff. So I've been posting that back and forth anyway. It's literally a part of my brand. So that attack died on its ass. And I don't know if I mentioned the shell thing already. That's really funny. That is really, really funny. So in real life, I've got people threatening me with sectioning for talking about being a target. And then I've got people online saying that I'm faking it. And then I've got other people online. Well, you see how the lies contradict themselves. It's hilarious as fuck. Like, it used to really bother me, but it doesn't anymore. Because I know the only reason why the cyber trolling is like increasing is because the harassment here has died on its ass. People are still harassing me, don't get me wrong, but it's just like, no, I could flatten these people in an argument in a hot minute. So the harassment over here is dying on its ass. And every time somebody does harass me, either here or in the street, instant karma. So it's dying on its ass. It's completely dying on its ass over here. After everything that they've done, it's dying on its ass. Like, it stays dying. So, It's dying on its ass. It's annoying. I'm not saying it's not annoying. It annoys the fuck out of me, but something tells me it's not going to be enough. Something tells me it's not going to be enough. Yeah, but I had a great new moon day. It's a beautiful day today. I know I'm in my gym jams, right? I'm in my gym jams. But I've showered and, you know, you saw me moisturize my face. So, yeah, that takes care of that. Okay? But, yeah. Yeah. Things are good at the moment. You know, I'm not saying they're great, but if things weren't so obviously working in my favour, they wouldn't need to do this. They always do this to TIs when TIs are feeling themselves a little bit too much. They always pull this crap. And on top of the sectioning thing, apparently, and I've said this before, but apparently TIs are sectioned about every 4 years in order to monitor the progress of the torture. Although I have to say, and I hope this TI, because me and this TI aren't really speaking, so I hope they don't think I'm disrespectful by mentioning this. I'm not going to mention their name, but a TI was recently sectioned because they had been talking to high-profile whistleblowers that had been giving details of how the harassment works, what weapons are being used, and all that type of thing. So they were sectioned. They've been sectioned. They're still sectioned now. This is the one thing that I'm sure of. I don't wanna go around talking facts that I don't know for sure. But this is one thing that I know for sure. This person's diabetic, and this person is being given medication, of which one of the side effects is that it accelerates your blood sugar levels. So this person is diabetic in a mental health institution, being denied diabetic treatment. As far as I know, I don't know if I think they're being denied diabetic treatment, but they are being given medication that is spiking their blood sugar. So basically, this is literally an attempt to kill this person. So they're literally killing this person while that person is in a mental health institution. I forget the name of the the medication. Something beginning with D. No, I just gotta look it up now. Dipsol, it's called. Dipsol. Yeah, Dipsol. Among the side effects is elevated blood sugar. That's one of the side effects that could be occurred when Dipsol is used. I don't know if it's Dipsol. No, that sounds wrong, because that's usually to do with the skin. I think it's something else. It's not Dipsol, it's something else. Meds. It's mental health meds. A to Z. So it's beginning with D. It's DI. DI something. I think it's diazepam. Yeah, it's diazepam. That's it. It's diazepam. A Class C controlled medicine. So yeah, apparently that messes with your blood sugar, and this person has been given these antipsychotics deliberately, knowing that they mess with her blood sugar. So yeah, that's an attempt. That's a murder attempt. Not even going to sugarcoat it. If that's not a murder attempt, that's definitely a torture attempt. Because why are you going to give a diabetic a medication that you know is going to elevate her blood sugar? Like, why are you going to do that? It doesn't make any sense. And then there's another person who's been sectioned before. She talked about how her skin falling off was a result of, you know, gang stalking, and they said, oh, you're delusional, until she fucking showed up and showed her skin disorder. So mental health do this shit every like 4 years in order to silence targeted individuals. So you know, just like gang stalking itself, there are multiple functions within one act. The act of sectioning a TI, first of all, it silences the TI at least temporarily. Second of all, it scrambles their cognitive thinking. It scrambles their reflexes. It reduces their talents so that they can be reduced to mediocrity, right? It humiliates the target because of how... I'm sorry, I'm thinking about this person with the low blood sugar and how they've been treated with regards to the meds. You see, I'm more worried for them than I am for myself, because I know, like, I'm fucking big and I can throw a punch, so it's like I'm not worried about myself. But this person's literally 5'1", and they have like... This person's literally 5'1", and they have 4 people forcing this person down to stick them in the bum or the leg, to demoralize them deliberately. Again, if it's me, I can handle it. I can handle this shit. If it's me, I can handle it. But hearing that shit happen to someone else, and somebody that fucking vulnerable, it just brings out something inside me, man. Let me just calm down. So, it's to humiliate the target as well, and to torture the target because of the side effects. But it also gives the gang stalkers... It also gives the gang stalkers more time to regroup and to refine their campaign against the target. Because if the target can't hear what's going on in their own home, and they're still being gang stalked in a psychiatric institution, there's every chance that the TI could react, and they could make the TI stay in longer. So when a TI gets sectioned, it's a win-win for the mental health people involved in gang stalking. Not every mental health nurse or mental health staff is involved in gang stalking. That has to be established. Not every single mental health staff member is going to be a gang stalker. They're just given wrongful information about mental illness patients. They're given wrongful information. So the experiences that they have with mental ill people is based on the mistreatment systemically of mentally ill people. It's got nothing to do, like, there are people who are mental health professionals who genuinely don't know. So that has to be established. But the whole point of getting a TI sectioned, once again, it's an approach with multiple benefits for the gang stalkers: humiliation, torture, silencing the TI for a while, allowing the gang stalkers or the perps to regroup. You can even kill the targeted individual. You've seen videos of targets being brought into mental health hospital where they're being administered drugs that are either dangerous or overdosed in order to silence the target, immobilize them, demoralize them, or, basically speed up their illnesses so that they can, so that people can say, oh, they died of natural causes and not targeting or not torture, whatever. I'm red hot right now because I'm thinking about that fucking TI. I am fucking incensed right now thinking about that other TI. And I know the gang stalkers are going to brag about it because that's what they do. That's not what angers me. What angers me is that there's a 5'1" individual being forced by 4 people to take medications that not only do they not need, but that will probably kill them because it will elevate their blood sugar. To make an example out of them for talking to high profile whistleblowers. Yeah. But anyway, yeah. So this cyber trolling, like, again, I get annoyed by people coming after me, but once I get it out of me, that's when I start to understand how it really makes me feel. And honestly, the cyber harassment is just stupid. It's really stupid. It's stupid and it's contradictory. It contradicts itself all the time, just like the harassment does here. So, yeah, I mean, it's up to them, innit? And I did say that, I mean, if people are targeting me in the street and doing this and calling me crazy, and I'm thinking, so my thing is this, right? If people are gonna, like, call me crazy here and then think that has no effect, and yet somebody else is gonna be doing that, then doesn't that prove me right? Like, come on, man. That's exactly why I wanted to leave, because the thing is, I knew that in one way or the other, there was going to be community harassment. The only thing that I wasn't right about was that it would be as a result of the slander, because cyber harassment can happen, not cyber harassment, but community harassment is going to happen anyway. I'm a TI. But the smear campaigns facilitate that. So you've got people who are perps, obvious perps, and then you've got flying monkeys joining them. Now they can make children into flying monkeys. They can make all kinds of people into flying monkeys. But it just proves me right. Everything that the gang stalkers do, it just proves me right. And the thing that makes me laugh is that they tried to paint me as Little Miss Perfect. I'm thinking, well, ain't you the one who basically weaponized all my flaws against me to the point where I felt the need to improve upon those flaws? And now you ain't got shit else to say but to call me fat and black? Really? You brought that on yourself. So like, it's like the gang stalkers tried to come after me over shit that they created. Come on now. Come on now. They're trying to weaponize shit that they created. You can't fucking, and then you're wondering why you feel humiliated and why you feel beaten down and why, why the controllers are annoyed and why the handlers are struggling to get a grip on how to control me. Like, you're the ones who did this. You're the ones who made this shit a reality. You're the ones who basically weaponized everything that I did. You knew I was borderline. You knew I was sensitive. You exploited that in order to make my flaws seem worse than they were. So what the fuck did I have to do? I had to step up and show you motherfuckers what time it was. Don't blame me because I'm too perfect for you to fuck with. That's your fault. And no, it's not giving you credit. That's your fault. Because you keep fucking with people and then you wonder why they fucking, like, there was one TI online who came on one of my statuses. I said, I heard that little fucking pissant a couple of days ago say, oh, you really gonna let her win? And this person came on my status and said, no, Fabienne takes her wins. And it's true. I took my wins. I didn't ask for them. Nobody let me win. I fucking took that shit. And I took that shit because everything that you're doing, it just increased my knowledge of how to beat you. And now you want to weaponize that and say, oh, well, you're just playing the hero. Oh, sorry. Listen, when you watch my videos, wear a sneeze guard. That's all I'm saying, man. But now you want to turn around and say, oh, she's playing the hero. Oh, this is like, shut the fuck up, man. You fucking created the situation. You basically made a hero out of me. How did you think you were going to do this to me and then nothing was going to happen? Like, how did you think you were going to do this to me and then absolutely nothing was going to come of it? How did you think you were going to do that? You're dealing with somebody who's mad, remember? Do you seriously think anyone other than a so-called crazy person could be strong enough or smart enough or bad enough to take this situation and actually improve themselves with it? Come on. Come on. Don't fucking fuck up repeatedly and then accuse me of playing the hero because I do your shit better than you with none of the weapons, none of the psychological torture, and none of the fucking surveillance. Like, I do your shit better than you, and, you know, I assess people better than you do. I get around situations better than you do. I know everything better than you do. And I don't have none of your weapons, none of your surveillance, none of your men on foot, none of that. And I do your shit better than you do. Don't get mad at me because your shit backfired to the point where you don't know what to do with me. Because you know if you section me, yes, it's going to humiliate me. Yes, it's going to torture me. But it's also going to help me build my brand. Martyrdom helps my brand. It doesn't harm my brand. Think about all the TIs that are successful. Online. Think about all the TIs that actually do make it onto the news. They're usually homeless. They usually look vulnerable. They're usually medicated or on drugs or something like that. It's 9 times out of 10, it's not people who are like working or stuff like that, or, you know, who are relatively successful. It's always people who are homeless or mentally ill because they have to paint a certain image of TIs, right? So if I'm homeless or mentally ill, even if I'm imprisoned, what do you think that does for my brand? Because other TIs are going to wake up and smell bullshit. So what do you think that does for my brand as a TI? That's why I don't give a fuck. Now, of course, there is a deeper part of me that's willing to make the sacrifice anyway, even if I don't look good at the end of it. Even if I don't look good at the end of it, even if there's no brand left, even like I am willing to go through whatever I have to go through in order to tell the truth anyway. Because it's important. It's just that my deeper ethics and my deeper beliefs, in this case, it happens to match with what I'm trying to achieve business-wise. It just happens to match. Because when I go through hardship, that's when other TIs start to take me seriously. And that's when my traffic grows. Monetary fraud, everybody's familiar with financial abuse. Financial abuse is going to make that army close ranks. Same with homelessness. It's going to make that army close ranks. Mental health, trying to section me, it's just going to make that army close ranks. And I don't mean to be cynical, but the truth of the matter is that these people are trying old tactics. Them old tactics ain't about to work with me because I know how to use them to my advantage. And I genuinely love my TIs. This is not a fake. This is not a fake sort of, oh, I need to use them. No, I genuinely love other TIs, even if I don't talk to them, even if I don't know them, because I know what they go through. I'm right there with them, so how could I not? The fact that it's genuine helps me more, honestly. I love my fellow TIs. I wouldn't fucking trade this community for any other community in the world, because that's where the truth lives. And sure, yeah, we've got TIs who are Trump supporters. We've got TIs who buy into this whole fucking diversity is just a fucking corporate grab thing. Yeah, we've got people who believe that, but TIs in general are just, real ones are just, in general, they're the kind of people I want to be around. That's where the truth lives. Our super egos might not match, but when it gets to the core truth, the real truth, that's where we're all united on that front. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I'm here for every piece of it, man. That's what I'm saying. It helps my brand. If I'm going through hardship, it helps my brand. Doesn't help my brand if I'm fucking on easy street. Doesn't help my brand at all. So like, why would I be afraid of? Nah. It just means that I get more TIs on my side. And even if it doesn't help my business, why would I not want more TIs on my side? Why would I not want that? And TIs are the realest friends I have. Like, most of the people surrounding me are either perps or also, either harassment perps or observational perps or something even worse than that. So having TIs as my friends, what could be better? And real ones too. Anyway, I'm done with my morning rant. Video diary over. I got to do these readings, man. I got to work on my Real Justice Tarot. And if you're not familiar with Real Justice Tarot, follow my page. The fuck you doing? You don't have to let me suffer hardship in order to support me, You can support me, But anyway, my fellow TIs, I love you very much. You stay strong, stay blessed. Mwah. I love you. Bye.